Alright, so listen to me. So it was a video over the weekend of Jon Jones heckling a comedian in the crowd. They didn't actually show him, but you could tell by his tone that he was basically pretty drunk. And I gotta be honest, I was a little surprised to see him still getting, I would say, on the verge of blackout drunk, where he's belligerent and kind of don't even know what the hell he's saying pretty much. I thought those days might have been kind of over for Jon, and I guess my overall point is it's probably not a good thing for him to be making drinking still a priority in his life, in my opinion, just with everything he's lost due to drinking and other drugs allegedly that he's taken. You know, we know he's had drinking and driving situations where he's had, wrecks and all kind of things like that, and it's probably not the best look for him, especially in regards to his career, because it can get a little ugly if you're still making these kind of things a priority in your life. Because for me, I've been down that road. In my early 20s, it was a point in my life where I was drinking every day, man, you know what I'm saying, and just abusing alcohol, and I had to work through it to the point where now I can go a full year and maybe only drink maybe 2 or 3 times in a year. So it's just not a priority in my life, whereas before it was. But for Jon, he has a lot to lose, and I think it's time for him to kind of get it together. You know what I'm saying? And then with this whole thing, with him turning down that fight at UFC 300 and admitting to it, that's kind of crazy to me. And then there's a video of him tackling some rugby player where he seems to be fine. So it's like if the UFC's asking him to take a fight, then that would suggest that he's able to fight. You know what I'm saying? So if he's not injured, why is he not fighting? So he's just turning down fights, and what's the end goal of admitting that if you don't want to fight? I just don't understand that part of it. It just don't, to me, it just don't make sense. It just ain't a good look. Either you're really injured or you ain't. If you up here tackling people, you couldn't be too injured. Not saying you weren't injured before, but it seems like you healing up pretty well, in my opinion. So I'd like to see Jon kind of get it together and just get his life in order. Because things like that, drinking and stuff, it ain't gonna take you nowhere. Not saying that you just can't have a drink, but you still out in public getting drunk like that, to that level, it just ain't a good look, especially for your career. I think you gotta put your career first and focus more on your career as opposed to drinking. Like I wonder with Jon, what's gonna happen to him once his career is over? What's he gonna be doing when his career is over? If he's done all these things he's done and made all these mistakes while he was the best fighter in the world, what is he gonna do when he doesn't have any fights? Where's his life gonna go without fighting if he's still abusing alcohol and doing all these things? And like I said, I'm not judging, because I've been there, but I had to work through it, and at some point he gonna have to work through it too.